So, to answer if I'm still performing this show nowadays and what is the future of the piece. So, in this studios program, the master's degree that I'm doing, I am looking to turn the solo into a group piece. So, the idea would be that I would have a team of people, and each person would be able to research whoever they want, whichever women they feel connected to, and then from that research go through similar processes to what I did, but in their own way, to make their own solos for each woman. And the reason why I want to do this is because sometimes I feel like, as I'm only one performer, one artist, there's only so much I can do. So I'd love it if the piece could become even more interdisciplinary with the different skills and talents and interests that other people can bring. So, like, for example, singing or playing music or other ways of performing that I'm not able to do or that I don't feel drawn to. Like, choreographically, there are some things that I'm not drawn to, and other people are, of course, and it's just to do with different ways of working and different interests and different ways of expressing yourself as well. I also like the idea of the piece becoming an exhibition. The more I perform it, the more I gather documents from the audience, and I'd really like to be able to present all of those documents. So each time I perform it, the space fills up more and more, but I think that it would also be interesting if the performance part was removed and the focus was entirely on the documents, the ones on the table, but also the ones that the people make. And the other thing I want to do is turn it into a book. This is something I'm really interested in right now, because I have so much research and so many notes and so many different kinds of documents that I've been collecting. I think I talked to you about hoarding, and how I'm interested in the idea of not throwing anything out, simply because I think that it's interesting to think about what everything could become, even if it's not there yet, like if it exists, it has the potential to become something. And then that also connects to ideas of women's history about discarding people or throwing people out. And I'm trying to avoid doing that, throwing things out. So I guess that's why I collect everything. And then with that big collection of things, I think it would be quite logical to turn it into a book. And also I like the idea of someone being able to, pick up this book and then do it themselves. I guess it's a bit like a recipe book when I think about it, like you could pick up this book, you could turn to the page on Anna van Sherman and you could do it yourself. You could take my notation and do it yourself or make your own version of it. And then, I guess the last idea for the future is this idea that I had with my sister. My sister is also really into art history, and she's also very into food. It's like her passion. And we talked about the idea of turning this performance into an event, like an evening event, kind of in the line of like a cabaret show. So each woman would have a table, like a little cabaret table with maybe 2 or 3 seats. And people could buy a seat. So like you're buying the Nally Bly table. And then you come along and you'd watch the performance. You'd also get food and drink to match each woman. That's what my sister would curate. And then we liked the idea that all of the money or all of the proceeds from this charity event we would like give to an organization to help with women's education or something like that. But basically, I think the reason why this project is still going is that it just doesn't feel finished for me yet. Like it still feels like there's a lot that I can do with it. I was talking the other day to my mentor from the first year, so from 2016-17. She was the one coaching me on this solo in the early days, back when it was based on The Dinner Party by Judy Chicago. And I told her the other day when I saw her, like, you'll never believe it, but I'm still working on that solo. And she just said to me, well, that's great. That just means that it's not finished yet. And yeah, she's right. That's exactly how I feel. I feel like there's still much more to do with it, in all its different shapes. You know, like at the moment I'm still on this solo version, but in terms of like the different transformations it could undergo into the book or the exhibition or the group piece or the charity dinner.